Well, we're back in the kitchen with Casey Tomerlin from Arizona Legacy Beef, talking about how you can utilize locally grown food to create some really delicious meals. I know you make them for your family. You've got a lot of boys. What, is it three boys?
I have a boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl. Okay.
We do have a lot of ranch people that come in and that help us, and so I do feed a lot of people.
You feed a lot of people. All right. So let's talk now. In the last segment, you basically, I had never heard this before, but we talked about creating the perfect rub, and you said that there's a kind of a ratio that we should.
Yeah, I just recommend that. Again, it's just preference, and that's really the fun part to me about cooking. Is every time I make this rub, I kind of have a basis I work with. Again, how I said, like, I like cumin and thyme, but you just want to make that sweet and salty. Is really
and salty
what you start your rub with.
That's kind of the base, the foundation, as we just talked about. Like in makeup, the same thing applies to a rub. But now there's a kind of a technique that really kind of helps us best incorporate all those flavors into Arizona Legacy Beef.
So when you're looking at your meat, like this, your steaks are an inch and a half thick cut, and then like this tri-tip, it's quite a bit thicker. So on your steaks, you're not going to go as thick on the rub as you would on the tri-tip. So you take it and just rub it in.
Now we don't need to put, like, I don't know, like oil or anything to kind of, I mean, we want it directly.
Right. You can do that, but then if you're grilling this, you would have to take into consideration that that's going to drip, and you could cause some flames, which would just do some extra searing that I think is kind of contributes to uneven cooking.
Okay.
And so the only time I would use an oil is if I was going to, like when I would do a prime rib, I always put olive oil on that before I put this rub on.
Gotcha. So it really kind of depends on how you're going to prep it.
With grilling, I don't, but in the oven, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. It helps with that searing.
I learned the hard way with the brisket that my dad and I made. We put it in the oven, and we thought, well, let's char it like after it's already done. That was a really bad idea. Like flames, like it was bad on the grill.
I've done something on the grill.
I probably should have done it the other way around. Sear it and then stick it in the oven. I learned. All right, so now back to this. You talked about this.
So now, this one, I'm going to put it on quite a bit thicker, because you're not going to, with this, when you take a bite, you're going to get both sides immediately. And you would put the seasoning on both sides. But this, you're going to, because of the thickness, it's not going to be as an intensive a flavor, because you really aren't going to get both sides of the meat in one bite.
Okay.
And then you want to get it into.
I noticed that. You're kind of
those,
like
you really want to
grooves.
work it and get it into the cracks. And a lot of times people even pierce their meat to really work
with
the
like
seasonings into that. And they kind of say it's like a surprise when you're eating your meat.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so tell me about the fillyourplate.org, because I know you're very passionate about that and how that works and what we can learn from that.
It's a great website, and it's a great website for the consumers to participate in, because you can have direct access to farmers and ranchers like us that are producing food in Arizona. And we love what we do. We're really passionate about it. But we don't, I have a Facebook page for Arizona Legacy Beef, but I'm a little guilty of not always keeping it up to date. But through Fill Your Plate, it's a great avenue for us, because the Farm Bureau helps us keep everything up to date, and it's kind of like a group Facebook for all of Arizona's farmers and ranchers.
Well, but this is probably my favorite part of this website, is that you can go and specifically with Arizona, you can find out what's in season. And because our seasons tend to be a little bit different just because of the extremes in temperature,
Definitely.
Right?
Arizona is so abundant. We grow probably the most diverse amount of produce in the nation for what we can grow because of our varying climates. And we can, if you go to a local farmer's market, between greenhouses and just Arizona's great climate, you're going to find so much diversity in that farmer's market. But also, just when you go to your local grocery store, like the other day I was in Costco, and I bought 3 amazing cantaloupes that were grown here in Arizona.
I like how you think to go specifically local, and we want to do the same with our beef. So remind us again how we can get Arizona Legacy Beef.
So you can purchase this at ArizonaLegacyBeef.com, and call us. My husband and I will be the ones that answer the phone or return your phone call if we're out working. And we would love to visit with you, meet with you. We do deliveries to the valley, and we'll have our kids with us because they are always working with us.
All right. So when I call and I say, okay, I'm ready for my tri-tip, come on down.
Yeah.
Come on down, Casey. And then maybe we'll make a play date for the kids.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, the first 100 people who go to fillyourplate.org and sign up for a subscription to the Fill Your Plate blog will be entered to win a really cool cookbook featuring recipes from local farmers and ranchers. So fillyourplate.org is a great resource, as we've been discussing, to find what produce is in season, where to buy it, and how you can support local farmers and ranchers.